This Bosch laser level is probably one of the least used tools in my arsenal. However, it is also one of the most important. It has bailed me out of some situations and it makes getting that straight level line easy. And we're going to dig into it right now. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Dirdorf and this is Detroit DIY. The laser level that I use is the Bosch GLL30. This is a good, accurate level laser. Now these lasers are not perfect per se. They do vary. They have a plus or minus 1/8 inch tolerance across their span. That is not uncommon and that is not out of reality. You will not find a home that is constructed yesterday, today, 10 years from now, that everything in the home is going to be within 1/8 of an inch of being level. It's just not going to happen, and it can't happen. If you buy 2 or 3 2x10s and you measure across them, you're going to find that one may be 9 1/4, one may be 9 1/2, one might be 9 5/8. They vary so much that it's ridiculous, and carpenters struggle with this on a regular basis. In fact, to the point where some of these boards have to be ripped down to actually match the other boards. Why this is, why the quality control is so bad on these boards, I have no idea. But just as an example, the carpenters can't make those boards perfect. No matter what, they have bows in them, they try to put the crown up. However, once that board is loaded, the crown may decide to go the other way and be down. There could be little dips in the floor, there could be little rises in the floor. There's nothing that the carpenter can do about it. It is just the lumber. This is just as accurate as any piece of lumber that you're going to buy in the store, lumber yard, wherever today. The laser level has a threaded insert in the bottom of it to allow it to be mounted to a tripod. And that's exactly how we're going to use it for this first example. If you're installing shelving brackets similar to this one right here, the laser level is going to get you a nice straight line across your wall to mount your second bracket or your third bracket or your fourth bracket. You may have to twist the laser level a little bit on the tripod to get it to continue down the wall as far as you want to go. However, by turning it to get it to go as far as you might want down the wall, you may lose a tick of accuracy, but not enough to really matter. And you can lay a straight edge across them as you go as well to kind of make sure that everything's fine. But this is an excellent way to get these so that they are lined up perfectly. This laser level also gives you this vertical line. This comes in very handy with the horizontal line, especially when it comes to establishing the center of the wall. Maybe you would want to start your tile right here, because this is excellent to lay out tile for doing backsplash or other wall tiles to get you started in the center to work to the end. Most of the times you want to start in the center and work to the end because you would want the tile to lay out equal so that you would have the same amount at the top and at the bottom to make it look aesthetically pleasing. The laser level has to be fairly level on its own. There are some tolerances in it, but I'm going to tip the tripod to the point where it is going to exceed the limit that it can reach. And when it does, it's going to start flashing, just like this. That means that the level itself is too far off level to operate properly. The fulcrum that is inside cannot withstand that much angle. It just can't bend that far. The laser level can also be used for hanging pictures. It is awesome for doing chair railing around the wall, wainscoting, any of these types of things that you want to lay out around a wall. This laser level is excellent for, and it will achieve the job with maximum results. The laser level can also be used for installing cabinets. When installing the lower cabinets, it's a lifesaver because the floors just are not always very level. And when you're installing cabinets, you need to start at the highest spot in the floor so that the rest of the cabinets can be shimmed up. Because you can't start at the low spot and you can't shim them down. There's just nothing you can do. So you have to start at the high spot in the floor. Once you determine the high spot in the floor and where to start, you set up your laser level on the wall and you can just get those cabinets in there and get them lined up just perfect, and the countertop's going to sit on there real nice. It is also a blessing to have when installing upper cabinets. It makes it so easy to get a nice straight line across the wall. You set the bottoms of the cabinets to the line and you just mount them up on the wall. Makes it a real lifesaver. The other thing I really like about the laser level is when you're doing any floor work, laminate flooring, tile, anything like that. You can set this up on the floor and you can find the high and low spots and you can find out just how level that floor really is. When you're working on a floor, it doesn't have to be level. It has to be flat. And it has to be as flat as it can possibly be. And this is going to help you get there, and I'm going to show you right now. When you're working on floors, it's important to realize that the laser level does not shoot flat to the floor. In fact, it is about 1 1/4 inches above the floor, or this laser is 1 1/4. Other lasers may be different. So what I like to do is take a paint stick and I draw my lines on here. This line right here would be the center, or where the laser level is going to hit. Anything to this side of that line is a high spot in the floor. Anything to this side of the line is a low spot in the floor. So what we're going to do is we'll just set this down on the floor in various areas. As you can see, we are pretty much on the money right here. And as we continue on, we're just going to keep looking. We'll keep looking until we find the highest spot in the floor. And we can rotate the level and we can check it in different places. Once we find the highest spot in the floor, we want to go ahead and put an X on it and move the laser to that X, and then keep looking. If you find a spot that is higher, put an X on it, move the laser to that spot on the floor. Once you get the laser sitting on the highest spot in the floor, you can then determine what the lower spots are. Each increment on here is 1/8 of an inch. So keeping that in mind, as you find these spots, you can write exactly how far out they are as you go through and mark them out. Draw a little circle on those spots, and you can also move over a 1/2 inch and see if it's getting deeper or if it's working out of the dip that it's in. Then you would need to put some filler in that area, some self-leveler. I have a video on how to use a floor leveling laser, and this is the exact laser that I used, and I'm going to put a link to that right up above if you'd like to take a look at that. It is very handy for using and getting those floors flat. For a DIYer, I don't see why you wouldn't have a laser level. They're so handy and they have so many uses. It just might not be something that you get out for every single project that you do, but if you get it out 3 times a year, you're going to be glad that you have it. I just wanted to put together a quick little video on this laser for you guys to see all of the awesome things that it can do and how it can help you out with your DIY projects. If you'd like to get an amazing shirt like this, I've put a link down in the description to our store. We have sweatshirts, t-shirts, coffee cups, hats, all kinds of cool stuff. I'd appreciate it if you'd go check it out. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd consider doing so. And remember to always respect the power of your power tools. We'll see you soon.